Hey friends, and welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. This video has literally taken me like, what, 8 months to make? I graduated with my zoology degree from Oregon State University in December. I don't know when this video is going to post. I don't know how long it's going to take me to edit, but it was December, so it was a really long time ago. And I really wanted to make this video for anybody who follows me that wanted to pursue a animal-related degree or wanted to get into the animal field. And I wanted to talk a little bit about my overall experience taking online classes at Oregon State University through their zoology degree program, and just kind of go over everything. And I'll also answer questions in the comments. And as always, if anybody has any questions at all about my zoology experience, if this video doesn't cover it, always feel free to DM me on Instagram and I will get to you. Before I get any deeper into like the degree program and anything like that, there are two things that I won't be discussing in this video just because I don't feel like it's my place to talk about it. I don't want to encourage or disencourage any classes that you might want to take. I don't want to give you recommendations on like the Oregon State classes that you should or shouldn't take. I don't personally believe that that's my place. Obviously, these classes that I took called out to me. They seemed interesting to me. So if you're going to apply for a zoology program at Oregon State as well, don't feel the need to take the specific classes that I took. I think that you'll still get a fantastic education, whatever classes that you're interested in. In this video, I will give you every single class that I ended up taking at Oregon State University, but I won't be giving any really like recommendations about classes that you should take. And the second thing, and probably the most important thing, I won't be talking about how much I paid for school, how I paid for it. I won't be talking about the prices of any of the classes, anything like that. This information is readily available if you actually do want to apply for the college. So you can get this information. I'm just not comfortable talking about it because I'm not sure if those prices have changed or if my prices are different based on, I went extremely full-time, so I don't feel comfortable talking about pricing for that reason. I just think that it's specific to the person and obviously your budget and everything like that. So that's one thing that I am also not going to talk about in this video. So starting off, a lot of people ask how I even got into zoology, why I even wanted to take the degree program. So I'll start with that. I actually started college at Liberty University and I started doing their criminology degree program. Don't ask me why. I think I just honestly had no idea what I was doing, and I had a really strong obsession with criminal minds at the time. I was like, let's do that. Let's not do that. So anyway, I switched that degree program still at Liberty University and decided to take finance. For what reason? I have always been terrible at math, but in high school I took a finance class and I was good at it, and I was like, wow, this is kind of easy, like maybe I can do this. So obviously there was no like strong career path for me at all. Even though I got my first reptile in 2019, it wasn't like, nothing sparked for me that this was a passion. Nothing like animal related was like, yeah, I want to do this forever and ever and ever, and this is my passion, this is my purpose, none of that. But that kind of changed for me. I went on a trip to the zoo with one of my like childhood friends, and we went to the zoo in Nashville, Tennessee. I think it's just the Nashville Zoo, but they have like a rehabilitation area. Like you walk down through the zoo and you can go look at this like rehabilitation area. It's like away from the rest of the zoo, but it's still a part of the zoo and you can walk to it. So this facility, I don't think you could go inside, but they had like kind of like seats on the outside where you could like, they probably talk or like do some kind of show or something. I have no idea what they do, so don't quote me on that. We were just walking by when they weren't doing anything like a scheduled anything. They were just working inside, and you could see they have really big windows, and it's kind of for the purpose so that like the zoo goers can see what they're doing like rehabilitation wise, which I thought was so cool. Like they had little like foxes in there playing with like the enrichment things that they put in there, like boxes and bottles and whatever, things that they can toss around and play with. I just thought that was so beyond cool. And then like in the other window, you could see them actually like treating one of the animals. And I thought, like, I don't know, I might have not thought super hard about it in the moment, but when I went home, I kind of had like a massive breakdown. Like it had just like kind of like smacked me in the face that I didn't want to be doing what I was doing in college at the time, and that was what I would want to do with the rest of my life. Like that was so beautiful and so amazing to see. And I don't know, I didn't have any clear goal on how I would get there or anything like that. I've never done any volunteer work at this point with animals. I had just had dogs really, and I had maybe like 3 or 4 reptiles at this time. But honestly, there was nothing in my life that screamed like, yes, work in an animal career. So I don't know, like I had this weird, just like, it just kind of like smacked me in the face that this was like what I was supposed to be doing. So I think literally like a couple weeks later, or like maybe the week after, I ended up applying for transfer to Oregon State University with the credits that I had, which not very many of them applied to it. And I got accepted. I believe this was in August of 2022 or 2021. I think it might have been 2021. But I got accepted, and I was super, super excited. I got the merch, I got the stupid little bucket hat, I got everything. I was so excited. I enrolled in the fall of 2021, and we're actually gonna go over the classes that I took. I'm obviously not gonna go super in depth because I think that'll be kind of boring, but I do want to tell you what classes that I ended up taking. So one thing that I don't know are like the general education stuff. I did get quite a few of like the general classes covered from my transfer. So all of the general classes that had no specific, like, they were just general classes or didn't really have like a series of classes that I had to take with them, was Shakespeare, and I took human environment geography, a relaxation course because that was like the PE requirement. I do have a knee problem. I had a previous injury about like 8 years ago, so I haven't taken a PE course since that happened, which was a while ago, and I'm really not that old, so. And then I took a technical writing course, and then took a world history and ancient civilizations course. I also took another fitness course for health, and I think that was it for like the general education stuff. I got my speech covered. I had another like writing course that I took before and all that stuff, so all that was covered, but that's the boring stuff, so I just wanted to get that out of the way. So let's go over every single math class that I had to take, because if you guys didn't know, zoology is a STEM major. It's very math heavy, it's very chemistry heavy, science heavy, obviously. So it is a STEM degree. If you don't feel particularly strong in in any of these really like important classes, I'm not good at math. I never have been, but I really, really strongly suggest you either find help, like a tutor or anything like that to get you through, because there's a lot of them. So I took algebraic reasoning, college algebra, elementary functions. I don't even remember what that was. Differential calculus. Ugh. I also took Introduction to Statistics, which I did really well in the first one, but the second one I almost failed. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Integral calculus, I took the second statistics class. Oh, and actually that second statistics class was the last math class that I ever took. So that's what I ended up doing. For chemistry, here are all of the chemistry classes that I had to take. So I took General Chemistry 1, General Chemistry 2, General Chemistry 3, Organic Chemistry, Environmental Chemistry, Organic Chemistry, and I would put cell and molecular biology kind of in the chemistry area personally. I think it was kind of chemistry heavy. So yeah, those were kind of all of my chemistry classes. Zipping through this some more, I took a professional development course in biology and zoology because that was required. It just kind of went over the careers that you can get, stuff like that. I took Intro to Biology, and then I took the Biology 2 that went with that. And then summer of 22 is when I did my internship. I'll talk a little bit about that as well. Intro to Biology 3. And then I took Theory and Discourse Life Sciences. I took Ecology, Genetics, Evolution, Population Biology, Principle of Wildlife Diseases, Environmental Politics and Policy class, Endangered Species, Society and Sustainability, Biodiversity, Causes, Consequences, and Conservation. I took Animal Behavior and Environmental Physiology and Herpetology for my last little part of the degree. Oh, I took two little quarters of Spanish, and I did the escalated version, so these were 4-week classes because I did not want to take Spanish longer than I had to. Honestly, I wasn't interested at all. I just you need a language course, and that's the one that I've taken Spanish before, so I figured it would be kind of a breeze. I kind of understood some of it, and yeah, that was all the classes that I took. And I did take this degree program completely online. So just keep that in mind. If these are classes that you would love to have hands-on experience doing, like I can definitely say a couple of these classes I would have loved to actually be there and learn things hands-on, because honestly that's a big part of how I learn. I learn by doing. So some of these classes were very, very difficult for me, but if you are interested in, having these kinds of things hands-on, I would recommend going to Oregon State University instead of doing it online. Two big things that I do feel I missed out on when I took all online classes. I do feel that I missed out on, the college experience, like making friends. I'm not a big party person, but going to parties, yeah, that was big for me, just the socialization of it all. You can join like group chats and the Facebook group, and you can talk to people that are also doing it online, but honestly, I do feel like I missed out on the college experience. And yeah, of course, the second thing, I do feel like I missed out on some of the things that I would have loved to be there like hands-on for. Like herpetology would have been amazing, and like, obviously like specimens I would have loved to observe, and there was a lot of identification in herpetology, and I don't feel like I grasped that as much as I might have if, the animal specimens were like laid out on the table and you had to take a, a test saying what each of them were. Personally, I don't feel like I got the same level of knowledge that I would have if I took it in person. So just keep that in mind. And I finished my 4-year degree in 2 years and I believe 3 or 4 months. So honestly, it was killer, but I'm really happy to have had finished that in that time frame. I think it was honestly perfect for me and what was going on at the time, and it was simpler to go through college this way for what I was doing at the time. So as I said, I graduated December 2023. That was super exciting for me. I was honestly so glad to have the degree under my belt. Where's my degree at? They sent me this when it came with a sticker. This was the little honors card that I got. I got this. This was another thing that I got when I graduated. It's cool. And then here is my degree. Just in case anybody wants to question that I went. I'm just kidding. This is my degree. That's my name. Yeah, and it's got this really pretty little like drawing of Oregon State, which obviously I've never been. So yeah, I graduated with a Bachelor's of Science in Zoology, December 2023. So I did post on Instagram and I asked if anybody had any questions that they wanted me to answer in this video. I did not leave it up very long. I have been postponing this video for so long that I just needed to sit down and do it. Anyway, there are 2 questions here that I didn't end up talking about in the rest of this video, so I'll go ahead and answer them now. How is the job market? So honestly, I feel like with a lot of degree programs, I think that people have a really hard time getting a job in their field that they want to get into just by having a bachelor's degree, and that's kind of what, honestly, that really sucks, but I think that it is the truth. I have had next to no actual like experience that I could put on a resume, which is unfortunate. So all I have on there is my internship and, you know, obviously where I went to school and that I graduated. So it has been really rough for me to try and find a job, and also where I live, there's not a lot of options. They're either not hiring, or I'm not qualified enough, or they're too far away. Honestly, it's pretty rough. So at this time, the job market is rough for me personally, but I'm hoping that when I move, I'll have many, many more options where I'm moving to. So yeah. So Kinsey's Pets asked, do you know what you're doing with your degree? So that's what I'm gonna get into now. I did my internship. It was required through my degree program to do an internship. I did it at a wildlife rehab and rescue place in Texas, and it was amazing. It was amazing. I felt so fulfilled. I felt like I was doing something important. It felt like this is absolutely what I wanted to do forever. And that's kind of actually what solidified what I want to do, like as a career. If I can get that specific with it, I would love to do something in wildlife rehabilitation and rescue. So that is ideally what I would love to do. I felt a great sense of importance. Like it was just, honestly, it was just amazing. So I hope to go into that field later on if I can. But honestly, I would be just as happy working as like a zookeeper or animal care in general, animal husbandry. I think that would be really, really cool. So honestly, my aspirations are, I think they're pretty simple. I'm not looking to get into anything super high up. I'm not in this for the money, and I don't think anybody who cares for animals in any capacity is really in it for the money, but I just figured I would mention that. And that brings me on to kind of like further education. So as I kind of mentioned earlier, bachelor's degrees these days don't do a whole lot. And it is unfortunate to say, and I don't want that to steer anybody away from getting a higher education, because I do think it's incredibly valuable, and I did learn so much. But in jobs, the reality is that everybody has a bachelor's degree, and you don't stand out anymore if you have one. So for me, what I'm doing to make my resume a little more attractive is obviously that internship was incredibly valuable. I got a letter of recommendation. I have the thing certifying how many hours I was an intern there, and I think that's super valuable and super important, and I think holds a lot of weight in a resume. And obviously I think sometimes your GPA can hold a value, the school you went to can hold a value. So I don't work. I do social media and social media related things as my full-time job. I do have a couple of like things on the side and a more job thing that I do. I work for a wedding photographer in my area, and I do her social media things and manage clients and all that stuff. But for the most part, social media is kind of my job, and I feel really, really grateful to be able to do that, because my husband obviously works. He's in the military, so obviously I don't have to work if I don't want to. I love working. I would love a job, especially in the field that I want to work in, but I do not have a traditional job in the way that people think of when you think I have a job, I work, you know. So I'm at home all the time. So in taking this time that I don't have a job and I don't necessarily need to have one, I have been focusing on furthering my education in like the realm of certifications. So the Amphibian Foundation offers a bunch of certification courses, maybe not a bunch, but you know, a handful. So in the summer of this year, 2024, I took the herpetology, husbandry, and captive management that the Amphibian Foundation offers, and that was really good. I feel like because I have owned reptiles for so long, I did know a lot of the information. However, on the species that I didn't have and weren't super educated on, that was really cool because they had a lot to offer. There were so many lecturers with so much experience and so much knowledge to offer. I felt like it was incredibly valuable. So if you are looking for a certification course to enroll in, I would definitely recommend the Amphibian Foundation. And they have quite a few different classes, quite a few for different ages too. Like if you're still in high school, if you're in middle school, they do in-person stuff. Honestly, I would recommend it. However, this course was definitely reptile related. Obviously, I knew that going into it. I was going into that for two different reasons. Like maybe it would look good on my resume, but also it would help further my personal reptile care and what I do for my personal hobby. So that's kind of why I did it. But I also, hold on a minute. But also in attempts to further my education a little bit more, I'm also taking a class in basic wildlife rehabilitation in November. And I'm so excited about that. I hope that I'll be able to share more details and some like, I don't know, behind the scenes of the class, I hope. But I think this is gonna be so incredibly like helpful to me getting further into this career. Like the topics that it covers, like obviously I know very little about, so I think that I'm gonna get so much out of just these 2 days of like lectures and class and homework and all of that stuff. It goes over like animal welfare, zoonosis, stress and shock, physical exam, euthanasia, nutrition, some medical problems, wound management, release criteria, stuff like that. I think that I'm just gonna learn so much and I'm super excited. And then kind of further on, I would very much like to get my master's degree. Texas A&M offers a master's degree that I'm incredibly interested in. I'll see if I end up doing it, but it's in ecology and conservation. I think that will be right up my alley. Honestly, I would love to learn more about conservation and apply that to anything that I learn in the wildlife industry. I would just love that, and I hope that's in the cards for me. But anyway, I think this video covered everything that I really wanted to talk about, zoology related, and my future career hopes and dreams. I hope that I have answered any questions for anybody who is interested in going into zoology or in any kind of animal care related career field in general. I've kind of highlighted what I have done education-wise and what I hope to do in the future, and I definitely will keep you guys updated on this because it truly is what I want to do with my life. It's my passion. I believe that's what I'm here for. I just care so deeply for everybody in this field, and I felt so just indescribably important and like I was making a difference, and I think that's one of the best feelings in the world. So if you are at all interested in working in the animal care field in any type, I hope that this video helped you. I hope this gave you kind of like a jumping off point. This was a little bit of a long video, so thank you for sitting down with me and chatting with me about this. But yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the year. I hope you guys have an amazing week. Hope you guys have an amazing everything, and thank you guys so much for watching. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Do it. But yeah, until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.